Welcome to the Waking Up with Plants podcast. The plant consciousness of grape, of the vine, the European wine grape, has a message for us to share. And today I'm recording outside in the forest. I really prefer to do this. And I've done this more than a couple of times for these episodes here. And it's really beautiful because the elements that are present here start to talk as well. I've had episodes where it started with sun and then the wind came and then rain and then hail and then sun again. But the sad thing is that the recordings always were too disturbed by the sound for it to still be okay to listen to. So today I'm trying a new setup and I'm asking the wind to play it cool while I'm recording this. And I hope you will get the sense of nature coming through the sounds as well. When I ask a specific plant to work with me or help me work with someone else or a group, they always emphasize that it's not only them working, that they don't exist separate from the bigger body of Earth. So it's always in these messages as well that the bigger body of Earth is speaking through a specific quality, a specific presence of the spirit of the plant, like life speaks through us humans in a specific, unique way. And that's always made possible because of so many other elements surrounding you or surrounding the plant. Elements that you know, persons, events, places, and so many unseen elements that you don't know, that you're not aware of. This message is also supported by this place I'm sitting in now. For this message, Grape wants to ask us a few inquiry questions. One of them being, how is spontaneity active in your life? Do you feel it within you? Is it present with you? Is it very dormant? And what's your level of joy? And what would you say is your rating in pleasure in life at this very moment? So as I tuned in with Grape, actually they want me to call them vine in this message. And they showed me their leaves as hands and feet, drawing attention to the blood flow or the supply of blood in our hands, in our feet, till the very ends of our bodies, of our limbs. They help with the blood supply there and with blood circulation. So they came forward with this quality and wanting to share around this. And they're linking it to us in this period in time coming out of a survival state of being. And they showed it as a time when you have fever. When you have fever, there's a certain natural cycle to fever. First, all your heat retracting from all the non-vital parts of you, centering to the vital organs, so more in the middle of your body, and retracting from your limbs, from your hands and feet, and they become cold. And the most serious part of fever is over when you begin to sweat and you start to release the toxins. And that's also the phase where your blood circulation increases again, your hands and feet starting to become warm again. Vine shows sort of a survival state where energies retract to the center of your body to the vital organs, and then a stage where life energy spread out into the body again, also all the way to your hands and feet. And their invitation for you today is to make that second phase your first priority. Vine showing to let life stretch out again, to lengthen your body, to reach out to life and to drink from its sweetness, to absorb life's heat. And this depends where you are in the world, but here in the Netherlands, and I think all over Europe, we've had a very slow spring in terms of the weather not being so sunny and warm. And for a few days now, summer has really arrived, and so the heat has come into our lives. And this makes you really aware of how different life feels on our skin, in our being, when life meets us with this kind of light and warmth. And the issue that Vine wants to bring into the light, is about absorbing the joy for life, the joy of living, and the question, do you dare to? They're showing our hands as our tools physically, but also as a metaphor here, to give and to receive. And our feet is where we are mostly carried by the earth, carried by life, and the tool to get us somewhere. So they show the priority to be present in your body in these places, but also in these places in your life. They really hold the quality of drinking from life. Obviously, we have here the association of red wine being made of the grapes. They're showing me also in the form of Dionysos, the Greek god associated with this plant. They say your body is thirsty for joy. Joy is an antidote for too much seriousness. And they show me the collective during these past months becoming more and more serious, or seriousness taking more and more hold of people. So check in whether this resonates with you in your life. Where have you become more serious? What they are showing is that as we, like a spectrum, as we become more and more serious, we tend to rely more and more on our headspace, relying on our ego personality, and especially the parts of us being informed by the pain body, the memory field of our pain, that is set on maintenance of life at best, but mostly on survival. They show when you experience more and more joy, you tend to rely more and more on a bigger intelligence system. You're opening to bigger resources, a bigger body intelligence. Like you can see the quality of a child being in joy and play and laughter. When you tap from that kind of energy, you open to bigger resources. As I connect with a vine now, I feel the element of water and fire very present. They share the waters in your body hold a lot of memory. When these waters absorb more fire energy, aka light, a higher or bigger memory is being activated in these waters. With lesser light, less of the spectrum of life is visible, is aware, or is active. With more light coming onto Earth, So they're not speaking now about summer, but about solar flares and other types of high frequency energy or light coming onto the earth. The waters on the earth are being lit, absorbing more light, meaning more of the memory of earth, more of history of earth is being lit. This particular message feels to me like a sort of a forecast of what is in the air for us as a collective on earth. It reminds me about that the water, I always find it quite incredible to imagine that the waters that are in our bodies, but also in the sea, in fresh bodies of water, that these waters have been here from the beginning, and they do hold memory like crystals. The Dr. Emoto really captured this nicely. I'm sure many of you know these photographs of water crystals and how you can see the different shapes of memory that are in these waters. I asked Vine what piece of history or memory they're pointing at in this message. They replied with, they say, I hold the quality of absorbing life, of drinking from it like a well. For me, it's sunlight and the quality of pleasure, of laughter, untamed. With this, they point to a part of our human history that resulted in the tendency of us humans now to want to wait with enjoying life until things are safe or things have settled down, or first these circumstances need to be in place and then I will relax, or then I will be able to enjoy or will start to enjoy. And they say pleasure is the way. This tendency they show me as being ingrained through the indoctrination of religion in our waters, in our body. Not to fall for pleasure, pleasure being from the devil, wine being like a figure dancing, being drunk of wine and laughing about that. And they're saying you have been ingrained with that. Your body is of sin. There is no sin or no guilt here. Your body is the medium to experience life here on earth. To reject your body on whatever level is to reject life. Hands are made to touch. Feet are made to dance. Please consider any lack mentality here. Do you feel guilt somewhere about enjoying yourself? Do you feel shame somewhere around your body? Because from where I stand, that's not true. Lack mentality is, let's not take too much of a good thing, because there won't be anything left for later. But like with a lot of things in nature, when you fully receive of, for example, harvest that is given, that only produces more life. There's no lack there. I didn't know this when I started becoming more familiar with plants. I was quite scarce. I didn't want to harvest too much because I wanted to savor it. But there was a point that I found out that actually if you harvest from mint, from sage, from so many other plants, that they actually, if you cut the stem, that 2 stems come back. So years ago that was like a revelation to me. And when you turn towards this, enjoy it to the fullest, more will appear on your path. With lack mentality, lack is being multiplied. They also give me this picture of nature being so abundant and so giving and standing with their hands full of gifts, walking to meet us halfway, and then us not receiving or taking it all, like being very reluctant to take any of it. So what they open here is this perspective of how they see that it's an act of acknowledging life as well, to receive it, to enjoy it like a gift and devour it. And now they say, in all seriousness, I want to speak on your mind's focus. And there's an urgency to be aware of your mind's focus, because these are very powerful times. And the role of your mind's focus plays a very big role. This time is a big invitation to what you want and to turn your mind to this. And you create it by consuming it when it's given to you, or when it arises in you and you want, and it wants to be given by you. I want to enliven your sensuality for life, your sex for life, and with it all old doctrines around it may arise. Have you looked around you? Nature does not hold back in expressing their ecstatic sensual expression in full wildness and innocence at the same time. You're the only one who can decide for yourself to drink from life's well and allow your sensuality to be enjoyed by you, to love your body, the most intimate relationship that you have. And your body equals nature, so life will open itself more to you. And you will feel spontaneous eruptions of giving, sharing, spreading. And it won't be held against you. Many could benefit from it. What I mean is, so much of what you have to give to the world is being held back because of the fear of how the ramifications of that giving could restrict you. You see how that is an autoimmune reaction. Be the antioxidant to this by allowing pleasure in your life. I don't mean seeking pleasure to not feel, to numb yourself, to turn away from, to let all of you, also the vulnerable parts that don't get as much light, to absorb some. So go slow, do it gentle. Enjoy fabric on your skin and the wind playing through it. Love yourself in your little quirky ways and fall in love with you. In all seriousness, the world needs your sensuality, needs your appetite for life. It will make shifting to more wholesome ways of being irresistible to you and to others, as you dare to drink life, to take it into the tips of your fingers and toes, and not later, but in that now. You stand together with us, the body intelligence of Earth, and together we can make magic happen. And with joy, Vine leaves us with this message: to make life in its fullest potential your first priority. In itself, that feels like an activism, to say, whatever happens, I'm dropping to wait any longer, to enjoy life, radically choosing to enjoy it while it's happening. And with it, I claim back the relationship I have with my body that is telling me when good things are happening. And I'm not storing it till later because I don't believe in lack. So yeah, I'm grateful that Vine made us aware of this choice that we have, how we respond to life. I hope this made your blood circulate and grows your appetite to absorb whatever life is flirting with you in this moment. thanks a lot for listening. And I also thank all the beings of this piece of land to have joined in. And yes, indeed, let's make some magic happen. Alright, much love, and I will connect with you again in the next episode.